The DREAM mapping page can be accessed from the left-hand menu, fourth item down, under Mapping. When you click the page, the map will load, and at a high level you will be able to see the location of the properties and the number of properties in that area. As you zoom in, either by the scroll button on your mouse, the plus button here, or the plus button on your keyboard, you will see more and more definition of where the properties lie, and as we zoom in further you will see the individual property locations as circles, and the colour of the circles is represented by its EPC. When you click on an individual property, it will come up with the data. You can view that property data by clicking on the button, and it will show you the information. And we can close that window just clicking the X. We can see a isometric view if we hold down the right hand mouse button and move the mouse. We can zoom around and you can see the properties in 3D. You'll see at the top here we can filter by typing in an address to find a street or location. We can filter by a group, so if I click the drop down we'll see the 4 groups that we have. If I zoom out you should be able to see where these properties are. So we've got 6 properties in demo group. Test 1 has an additional properties, test 2, and you can see them going into this kind of top selection area. So if I pick all of our groups we can see the locations of them. If I want to untick them, unselect them, I can just click the X and you see they can return to the selection area until we get to a point where there's none selected. I can also filter the data from the EPC grade. So if I only wanted to see the D, E, F and G properties, I can do that and you can see where they sit. There's a toggle button up here which I can click, and that turns on the areas of deprivation. And as I hover over an area you will see down here there's an info pop-up window called Hovered Features. It will tell you the LSOA name of the region, the LSOA code and the deprivation decile. So the redder the area, and you'll see if you look at that box, the lower the number, the more deprived the region is. So in this region here it has a decile number of 2, which essentially means it's in the bottom 20% of the index of multiple deprivation. A green area, as I move around here, so you'll see here this region is 6, so it's in the 6th decile, so the 60th percentage. So as we zoom in we can see where our properties lie within regions of deprivation. Again, I can switch on and off filters to see where our properties are, and at this point at the top right corner there's a polygon button, so I can click that. It might be quite hard to see here, but as I click around here I can draw a polygon around the properties I want to include and interrogate. I double click to close the polygon and it shows me all the properties in that region. So from here I can create a new group. So I could create this, it might be our SHDF project, whatever we want to call it. Just the same as before, we give it a name and a description, and then at the bottom we would create the group and save it. I'll not do that here. You can click on any one of the UPRNs and it will show you the information on that property. And then you can just click to close this window and you're back to your menu. so your map, so you can actually see what you're looking at. A big advantage of this page is that you can create your groups within the tables view, so you can have multiple users with different criteria of what it is they want to do to properties, what they're looking for. You can then load them onto this map, so you could have 5 or 6 groups mapped, switch on the overlay to see which ones are in deprivation, and then create that new group based on the information you have.